Hello all. Here is my after webinar comments. Please feel free to comment and even to present your constructive criticism. These are my comments on the notes raised in the first webinar, second ASCO-GOIS international webinar yesterday, October 22, 2025. GOIS is an open forum for all and belongs to all. My comments are slides from our previous webinars. As comments on some of the points raised on the discussion of the webinar of yesterday about resources. About the point raised by panelists and discussion about the need for asking the manufacturers of radiotherapy devices to finance research in clinical oncology radiotherapy cancer care. My comment on this point is that in reality, there is no other means, see examples in the next slides, there is no means and resources to redesign and better allocate local resources. There is no way to save the waste of billions dollars. One example of many for the need of redesign and redesign real world health systems. One of the recent articles estimated the cost of referring cancer patients from East Africa to India by $2 billion annually. This cost goes to clinics in India, commissions, percentage to the referring cancer doctors in East Africa, or the agency in between and the drug companies. Without offending anybody, the sum of $10 billion in 5 years could establish local high-quality cancer services and systems with dignity to local patients, while all will win, including the local professionals. Other institutes or clinics in foreign countries like India or France, the UK, or in the African continent, or everywhere, could contribute as partners or to work with. This is just one example of many of what is going in many other countries in Africa and in other parts of the world. Isn't that much better than wasting resources of IAA, HOPE, RAISE, taxes, payers, and other occasions in rich countries in establishing of taxpayer of rich countries in establishing few centers in the result outcome is just a few centers. But with this approach that we propose, this will keep their resources for technical and development aspect, and so that the outcome would be much better and much wider. Isn't better than endless discussion, meetings, begging, etc. Isn't be attractive to young professionals to not to immigrate, to live and to practice better abroad? What is the local value of education and training if many studies indicate that the majority of young colleagues in many low-middle income countries would like to immigrate at the end? Could you change the game? We think it is necessary. But how? But it's necessary. What do you think? The waste of leftovers of vials of some expensive cancer drug in the USA estimated to be $3 billion per year. This is waste, just waste in the leftover of some drugs only. $3 billion per year. Are there solutions to save this waste? Yes, it is simple and it is published. But who listened? Are you going to continue like this? This is reference for that. Bearing in mind that the annual sales in the whole world of linear accelerators of the biggest manufacturer of linear accelerator is around $3 billion. You imagine this is exactly like the waste of some drugs only, some not all, some drugs only in the leftover that will be go to the west. What is the global oncology? The definition of oncology, according to Merriam-Webster, is a branch of medicine. It is a science concerned with prevention, diagnosis, treatment, and study of cancer. So it is a science. It is a science and not general talks about cancer and slogans, because it's become business now. Global means worldwide. So global oncology doesn't mean, as frequently thought, that is cancer care and control of low middle income countries only, but it regards the whole world, the rich and the poor. Otherwise, it could be called low middle income countries and oncology. Unfortunately, this point is repeated in many conference organizations and societies. If you mean low middle income countries, call it low middle income cancer oncology. If you mean global oncology, then it is global. This does not mean that one solution fits all. We also emphasize on the meaning of thinking globally. This is also one of the aspects of global oncology, thinking globally with the consideration of broad scope of different aspects, and not from narrow angle or limited view of a narrow specialty. Cancer care should not be only customized according to biological markers alone or only, but also to condition of the community where patients live, their expectation, hopes, and cultures. Some examples of the waste and how to reduce cost and how to save resources. It is scientifically possible to reduce the cost of some expensive treatment via scientific way by 70 to 80% and even more without compromising the outcome in the patient. Please see many examples and reference in our GOIS series and books. Always reference, always evidence. So, this is surprising. There are many. The doses of many of new drugs approved by FDA over the last decades were higher than it should be. This is surprising, but this is fact. The fact that FDA approved these drugs based on maximally tolerated dose, which is not right. Hence, all guidelines and big conference follow and that and leading to off-target adverse event. This is serious. It may be fatal, as in the case of uprotinib. There are references here and many references in our books. Good news, after many publications, presentation, and pleas by many experts, including us, Professor Ratan and others, mainly Professor Ratan, that that we cited over years. And here is the reference and the page also. The pleas of Professor Ratan and colleagues. FDA has launched the Project Optimus for reforming the dose optimization and dose selection paradigm in oncology. Finally, however, according to Professor Ayantano, correct me if I'm wrong, unfortunately, the FDA will apply this correction for what will come and not for the previously approved and presented in guidelines till now. Is that fair? Your feedback and thought is very important. Do you imagine that the industry spent $35 billion annually in the USA only? USA. Imagine what's going on in the world. Marketing pharmaceutical, much of it directly to physicians. It is reported in a big study that marketing interactions threaten trust in medicine. Threaten trust in medicine and in doctors, in us. Just a brainstorming question for your kind feedback. Could this sum, among other sums of bad allocations, bad allocation of resources go to improve remuneration of cancer care doctors. Not necessarily salary, but as big hours, maybe, for providing better value cancer care and giving solutions, for training and generous grants for research. This supply all what we dream about of research that are focused on how to increase via science the affordability of cancer care in the real world. That we call for in the win-win scientific initiative. All will flourish. Even industry, pharmaceutical company, and all. This is what we call in GOIS program and in the win-win initiatives and in our series. Here are some references. However, in the real world, such suggestion will never be realized. Unfortunately, just because we suggested that here, or my weak voice. But except if this is will be realized, if many request to do so, to do that, and unless companies themselves study and formulate diverse creative approaches. If they do smart pilot studies, and after that, if they find a strong possibility that this approach could not only lower total cost and increase the affordability of their products for millions of human beings, but also boost sales, flourish their usual markets, and potentiate weak markets and sometimes could be considered as dead market, strengthen the health system, and prevent economic depression, then implementation could be realized after if they find that. What do you think? Do you prefer to go like we are? That will be to say very probable collapse of all of system, or we think how to change. Surely the field is open for all innovative suggestions and smart deals. Think about smart deals from all. All stakeholders will win. Patients, science and health system and health industry, medicine and medical diagnosis and therapy devices. This word deals remind me with the deals of Franklin D. Roosevelt during Depression to save America and the world from depression. I hope that we'll enjoy the next webinars of the second series together. There are many brainstorming points. You will find that could lead to increased affordability of better value radiation therapy. Hence, your discussion, comments, and crystallization are needed. Second webinar is on 26th November at 3 to 5 p.m. GMT, Greenwich time. The last webinar of this series will be on June 17, 2026. Welcome all your feedback and addition, criticism, and we are make it a hot and productive continuous forum with defined one goal. That is to say, increase affordability of better value cancer care through science. Make it hot by your comments and feedback and criticism. Welcome all. It belongs to you all. Thank you. And I'm sorry, just a moment. As usual, we say, going forward in fruitful cooperation, we count on your feedback and not my weak voice or the voice of even the group of guys and the win-win. Discuss this in your institutes, in your organization, and feel free to publish as authors. We don't claim any ownership. It belongs to who will write and who will publish and who will make research and who will guide this in his institute or organization. Welcome all, going forward in fruitful cooperation. Bye-bye.